Hello again. If you're here watching this, then you're here to watch me talk about stuff. Today I want to talk about twists, or what makes a good twist in a movie, just entirely on my opinion and very little else. First of all, I want to clarify a twist. A twist is not simply the end of a mystery. It's not a twist that the killer is Mrs. Voorhees at the end of Friday the 13th. That's just the conclusion to a mystery. If you've got a murder mysteries, I think are particularly, especially in the horror genre, are particularly guilty of this. It's not a twist to reveal who the killer is. That's just the answer. Yeah, so it's not a twist to give the answer to a mystery. If your film's had this question running through it the whole way, giving the answer at the end is not a twist. That's just the answer. No matter how surprising the answer may be, that's just an answer. A twist is something that changes the story, that changes what we know about the story, what we know about this world. And the important thing about a good twist is it should be relatively irrelevant to the film as a whole, or the story as a whole. Films with great twists would still be good films without the twists, if you see what I mean. I'd probably mention right at the top of this video that this video this is about twists, and we're talking about films with twists in them. Probably quite a lot of spoilers in this. Not necessarily for new films, well, definitely not. I'm not saying new films, but there might be spoilers for films you haven't seen if you haven't seen certain things. Fight Club, for example, that I always talk about. If you don't know the twist in Fight Club, then it's going to get spoiled at some point during this video, as well as a bunch of others. So, Sixth Sense, one of the most famous twists. Might be a spoiler for someone, but I can't see how you could possibly not know this. It's like not knowing that Darth Vader is Luke's father. What's wrong with you? So, yeah, one of the all-time great twists, but that movie still works if it didn't have that twist. If it didn't turn out that Bruce Willis was a ghost all along. Well, not all along, right at the beginning he wasn't. But yeah, if it didn't turn out that Bruce Willis was a ghost, the film still works. The film still works really well. That, at the end, is just kind of makes you go, holy shit, I was so engrossed in everything else that was going on. I didn't really think about it, even though it's kind of obvious. But you were so engrossed in the other side of the movie that's suddenly going, whoa, this movie's a genius. So yeah, the movie should work without its twist, but the twist is this amazing thing on top. Fight Club, which is a movie I always tend to come back to, the twist is quite integral to the story, but there's no reason that the story couldn't have worked without it. There's no reason that you couldn't have been written, the book couldn't have been written with the idea that, just that they were, the twist in Fight Club is that Brad Pitt isn't real. He's Edward Norton's character's split personality, like an alternate version of him, which he sometimes drifts into. It's not schizophrenia, because that's an inaccurate description of schizophrenia. I think it might actually just be split personality disorder. Is actually what it's called. But yeah, that's the twist. But the film would still work with it not being like that. I mean, even when that twist is revealed, they still act against each other. They have a fight. They have this big long fight scene where one of them doesn't even exist technically. So the film would still work with them as separate characters and them having them being against each other. Brad Pitt essentially being the villain. That would still work if the story was rewritten that way. But the fact that it's not that way is what makes it brilliant, or makes it so clever. So a really good twist, I think, is something that it has to change the story entirely, but the story would have to have worked without the twist. If that's not the case, then you tend to just either be a bit of a shit reveal. Star Trek Into Darkness, fucking awful. What was the fucking point? They didn't even make. I don't know where to start with Star Trek Into Darkness. That was the dumbest twist ever. Number one, everyone knew it was going to happen. Every single person on the internet ever. As soon as they revealed Benedict Cumberbatch was in it and that they were being coy about his character's name, everyone anywhere ever went, he's Khan. Well, he's Khan, isn't he? That's what it was the dumbest twist. And it was played like it was such a big thing until it was like, it said this I am Khan line. It's like, who gives a fuck? One, the audience already know. Two, that means nothing to that film. That means absolutely nothing to any of the other characters in that film. That is not a big reveal. That is not a shock. His name could have been anything. They already knew he was essentially the villain, even though he's not really that. It's a very stupid film. it was just the dumbest kind of twist. J.J. Abrams is quite guilty of being a really dumb filmmaker who thinks he's being clever, and that pretty much summarizes his entire career. Lost is just. I don't want to talk about Lost. Lost is so fucking stupid. Lost is a semblance of intelligence. It's really dumb, and I can't seem to make people that like it understand that it's really dumb. So that's my opinion on twists. Twists need to be not have a subtlety. Need to. I mean, and those twists are really. The weird thing about those twists is that they're also really obvious. The Fight Club twist is so ludicrously obvious the second time you watch the film. Maybe you worked it out the first time. I didn't. I was too engrossed in the story to really think about it. And that's the idea. You're too engrossed in that story to really think, oh, there's going to be a big twist, or we can, you're not looking for the twist, which is why Shyamalan, dug himself into a hole, because now everyone watches his films going, oh, I wonder what the twist is, and that kills the art of the surprise completely. But yeah, the Fight Club and Sixth Sense, the twists are pretty obvious. Fight Club's really obvious. Fight Club blatantly outright tells you a couple of times early in the film. The problem here, I suppose, is that a movie with a truly great twist starts to become about the twist, and the twist starts to define it, and it starts to become what makes it amazing. Whereas if you go into making a film or a book or whatever, with a twist in mind, trying to make it about the twist, and that dilutes the twist or makes the twist too obvious, and it doesn't work. So you have to, the weird way of handling it, you have to go in as with the twist as an incidental thing, and then just trust that it's good enough to become this big thing. You can't go in thinking the twist is this huge thing. Everything has to be aimed towards this twist. Everything has to work in favor of the twist. Sacrifice other elements of the film in favor of the twist. No, you have to make a great film without the twist. A great film, and then have the twist is in it, which should make it should make it an even better film. So I think you have to go in, not necessarily films, like I say, films, television, books, plays, whatever. The twist needs to be somewhat incidental. You can't go in to the creative process thinking we have to make this twist the best thing ever. You have to just trust that the twist will be the best thing ever. If you see what I mean. So yeah, I think that's it's that weird sort of contrast that you have to get in, that not contrast, but that weird contradiction. Where your film you have to trust that your film will end up with the twist will be amazing, but you can't set out to try and make it all about the twist. Just to trust that the twist. I'm just repeating myself now. So that's my ramblings on the subject of twists. Hopefully that was interesting. That's just my thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments or on Twitter, whatever's easiest. Please do send them over. I will look forward to that, I suppose, as long as it's nice. So I hope you enjoyed that. Do like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel and check out all my other videos. I will be rambling on other subjects as well. I do a lot of rambling. That's the point of this channel, just for me to ramble. So yeah, hopefully it was interesting though. Hopefully it was interesting. So follow the links and all the other stuff, and in the description and all that other nonsense. Alright, the end.